Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at what I think are 15 of the best tech and everyday bags you can get in 2023. And it was really hard to narrow this down to just 15. I was going to do a top 10, but that just got very overwhelming. So I held myself to 15. I could easily do a top 20 or a top 30. There's just so many different options for what qualifies as an everyday bag. There's different sizes, styles, brands, price points. So this is not an exhaustive list by any means. I've done a couple of other videos throughout the year where I've talked about my favorite larger EDC bags, my favorite smaller bags. So this is just a little bit more broad of some of the ones that I think are very well-rounded that I would personally recommend for people that aren't quite sure where to start. So if you're in that spot right now, hopefully this video is helpful. Before jumping in, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. The Able Carry Daily Plus backpack is a great iteration on Able Carry's original Daily backpack, which I have used for a couple of years. I've always loved the build quality and fabrics that Able Carry uses on their bags. They have a really great X-Pack exterior, highly weather resistant and durable, very rugged YKK zippers, AquaGuard on the main compartment. I like the texture that the X-Pack gives the bag. And then Able Carry's bags are known for their A-frame, which is this webbing that comes along the bottom, which helps keep the bag, from sagging when it's loaded out, helps it keep its shape a little bit better. Also provides just some nice attachment points throughout the bag, a really great carrying handle at the top. The Daily Plus is a little bit bigger than the original Daily backpack, coming in at around 21 liters. And then it has a slightly updated organizational layout, so you still have the great quick access pocket on the front. They added some internal organization to make it even more versatile. But now they have this additional zippered pocket, which is meant to serve as a water bottle pocket. It goes into the main area, so it does take up some of the space, but it's a dedicated area, makes it very easy to get your bottle in and out. You can also use this to store other items. Since it's not a traditional water bottle pocket, you can zip it up and you have a little bit more protection. Then you have a spacious main compartment. It always feels like this can hold more than you would imagine for a 21 liter bag. Very simple layout here, zippered quick access pocket on the flap. A good amount of space, a pretty open compartment, comes up enough to be able to handle some bulkier items. You have dedicated sleeves for a notebook, your tablet, a couple of slots for a pen or a stylus, and then a well-padded and suspended laptop compartment. So even though this is in the main area, it's not a dedicated compartment, the flap comes up enough to still make it pretty easy to grab, and then the amount of protection it adds is great. You have a hidden compartment here near the top, and then you have one of the most comfortable harness systems of pretty much any daily bag. They've just got some really robust, comfortable padding. It's pretty breathable. On the back, you also have a nice amount of elevation and well-distributed padding. So, it just covers the basics really, really well. There's not a ton of additional bells and whistles on the bag, but if you're just looking for something highly weather resistant, comfortable, and that's gonna keep your tech protected, this is gonna be a really solid option to check out. Aer is always one of the most reliable options, whether you're looking for a tech bag, a sling bag, a travel backpack. The quality and design that they bring to their bags has been impressive for many years now. They're some of my favorite bags. There's a ton that could have been part of this list. They recently released the Pro collection, which has a really interesting newer layout. They have their travel collection, which has a lot of great, even smaller bags that can work as daily bags. But for me, my favorite of their bags is still the City Pack Pro. As far as an everyday bag, this is a size that, even though it's 24 liters, still doesn't feel overwhelmingly big. It offers a nice external water bottle pocket, great carrying handle, really rugged exterior ballistic nylon fabric that's weather resistant. You have YKK zippers all throughout. So just very durable. All the bags that I've had from them over the years have held up super well. And then you have one of my favorite harness systems on the market. I just love the padding that they use, as well as the breathable mesh that they have on both the straps and the back panel. This one has a luggage pass-through, a great magnetic sternum strap. And then the overall layout is just really, really useful. You have a simple quick access pocket on the front for any of the items that you're grabbing regularly. You have really unique pocket kind of compared to many of the other ones in their lineup. It doesn't have the split opening admin area, but this one is kind of a nice drop pocket. It'll be able to handle some bulkier items like some headphones or a dot kit. Then you have some simple organization here. You have a dedicated laptop compartment, which is one of the best on the market. There's just a ton of padding here. It's pulled up and it's gonna be able to handle a larger device. Then you have quick access pocket at the top. Aer does these better than almost anybody on the market just as far as incorporating these into their bags. And then the clamshell style opening makes it very easy to organize, grab all your stuff during the day, or if you want to use this for minimal travel, the 24 liters of capacity will work quite well. You have some additional organization on the lid. So just a super versatile bag, one of many within Aer's lineup. If you're not sure where to start, this is typically my go-to recommendation, but I definitely recommend you check out the videos that I've done for some of the other bags. But if you're like the aesthetic and the style, this one will definitely be a great way to go. Pakt has come out with a couple of really great bags this year. I recently featured their updated travel backpack in my top 10 travel bags of 2023 video. They released a 15-liter packable backpack, and then they also have this 22-liter day bag, which is a really versatile EDC backpack. I've enjoyed using it a lot. The aesthetic here is really subtle and minimal. It's gonna blend in nicely into a variety of environments. Reminds me a little bit of kind of an Evergoods type style. Very durable, recycled exterior fabrics, YKK zippers, and I really just like the organizational options that this bag provides. It has 2 external water bottle pockets. They're not the biggest, but they do offer a fit for a variety of different size water bottles. They have these magnetic closures to help keep them close against the bag when they're not in use. You have a dedicated, well-padded laptop area. This is pulled up off the bottom of the ground, very easy to get to your device, which is always nice. You have this larger kind of dump style quick access pocket on the front. I really like the amount of volume that this pocket offers. It's gonna be able to handle some bulkier items. You have an admin area with some good internal organization here for all of your small accessories, along with a hidden air tag pocket, which is a nice kind of modernized addition. And then this is a top loading bag, so at 22 liters, it can hold a really good amount without feeling overwhelmingly big. Very simple layout here. It does have some webbing on the inside that is meant to pair with some of the accessories that Pakt has also released recently. Some pouches that you can clip in and out. They're sold separately from the bag, but you know, just a really useful layout. And then the harness system is also comfortable. Pakt has these new straps that have a nice amount of padding, and the back panel is probably the area of this bag where it's not as robust as some of the other options on this list. It's not that breathable, but it does have a nice luggage pass-through, making it a good travel companion. You also have good handles and attachment points at the top and on the side. So if you like Pakt's aesthetics, if you want something durable and you're just looking for a great EDC bag that's a little more compact, this is gonna be a really awesome option to take a look at. As I mentioned in the full review for the Baboon City Pack, this one really surprised me with how many boxes it checked off as far as what I typically look for in a backpack. As far as the aesthetic, it has a pretty classic silhouette. Reminds me a lot of the Herschel and JanSport backpacks that you see on campuses, so it's gonna blend in pretty well for day-to-day and for traveling, which I really like. But the exterior fabric is definitely more rugged than those bags. It's a ballistic nylon that feels like it's gonna hold up well. Nice amount of weather resistance. You have some YKK zippers, so it's a really high quality bag. And then on top of that, you have 2 external water bottle pockets. They don't have a ton of elasticity, but they still have enough space for most water bottles or umbrellas that you might be carrying. On the harness front, you have some pretty robust straps. They got a good amount of padding, and it's not the most breathable harness, but I was really impressed with the support that it offers. This padding here is pretty firm. It also has a nice luggage pass-through so that you can rest this on a suitcase. So all the things that I'm typically looking for. Beyond that, you have a very well padded, dedicated laptop compartment. This is suspended. You have a tablet sleeve in here, very easy to access this because it's oriented in the same direction as the luggage pass-through. And then you have a couple of quick access pockets that aren't huge. They don't have a ton of dedicated volume, but again, just providing easy access in the spots that most people are going to be used to using. And this is a top loading bag, but with 24 liters of capacity and this open layout, it can hold a ton of stuff, even a packing cube if you wanted to toss it in. Nice high contrast lining, some built-in internal organization on the inside, little zippered mesh compartment, carabiner. So just a really nice versatile feature set and a really subdued look. And if you like this sort of classic aesthetic and you just want a little bit more out of your backpack, this is gonna be a fantastic option to take a look at. Goruck makes some of the most durable everyday carry and travel bags on the market. I've featured tons of different versions of their bags on the channel. Even in just the past couple of months, they've released new versions of the Bullet Rock, the GR1, the GR3. There's so many different options to pick from, and I was torn on which one to include as part of this list, as I love so many of the different editions of the GR1 in particular, which is kind of their, flagship EDC backpack. It's offered in a few different sizes. The 21 liter size is the ideal size for me, for my height and what I typically carry. But even within the GR1 space, there are the Heritage editions. There's now a Dyneema collection. There's Molly, there's Slick. To me though, the one I find myself returning to the most is the Heritage GR1, which has this slicker styling, so no molly webbing along the front or the sides. It's got the wax canvas fabric, which just feels so good on this bag. I think it looks great. Pretty much any environment, this is gonna work very nicely. You have the leather accenting on the handle, on the bottom, even on the patch. And it's just a really rugged fabric that's gonna patina and age. And then you have very, very smooth YKK zippers. These are probably the smoothest of any of the Goruck bags on these Heritage collections. They just work so, so good. And then the bag is super comfortable to wear. The straps on Goruck bags can be a little tough to break in, but on this bag, they just come feeling great right out of the box. These aren't going to be the most breathable bags. None of them are that breathable, but they offer enough support and padding to carry a ton of weight very comfortably. They have the bomb-proof laptop compartments that are suspended, so they're going to keep your device very well protected. And then, of course, the layout on the GR1 has become really well known in the carry community. The newest edition, this top quick access pocket, is one of my favorite updates. It's got a nice amount of space, makes it very easy to get to your essentials. You have just a simple quick one on the front, and then you have the standard GR1 layout with the clamshell opening, for easy packing, visibility, a couple of zippered pockets on the lid, little slip pocket on the back, some molly webbing. So it doesn't go overboard. This is the ideal bag if you're looking for something minimal and rugged that still provides you a dedicated laptop compartment and carrying comfort for a lot of weight. If you want something that's going to be able to handle that and just give you the most peace of mind as far as durability, this is one of the best options to check out. As I mentioned in my full review, the HyperPack Pro has been one of the bags that surprised me the most this year. I'm always a little wary of any bags that have kind of what I would call more gimmicky feature. This one has a Find My functionality built in, so it's basically like a built-in air tag so you can track it with your phone, which is a cool idea and it works well. But what was great about this bag is that even without that feature, this would still be one of the best tech bags on the market. It's got a really rugged Cordura fabric, aqua-guarded YKK zippers, and then the feature set on this is just very, very complete. So you have a really comfortable, breathable harness system, luggage pass-through on the back, hidden compartment, you have water bottle pockets on the side. The implementation here is a little bit wonky. They're zippered, so you can still use them as a regular pocket, but then leave them open and they expand, so pretty interesting there. It's unique. And then you have some good handles. And then just throughout the bag, lots of little organizational touches, larger pocket on the front. I like this gusset, so when the bag is up, these things aren't gonna fall out. Then you have hidden kind of quick access pocket here on the front, soft fleece lining, admin organizational area for all of your tech and smaller accessories, RFID protection, and then a spacious main area for everything else that you might be carrying. Light organization in this one. You have just a zippered pocket, a couple of slip pockets, one at the bottom, and then a dedicated laptop compartment. This is suspended, it's well padded, it's got a soft lining, so just really everything that I could want out of a tech and everyday carry bag. On top of that, it has the bonus of the Find My functionality, but you don't have to use that if you don't like it. And if you're just looking for the tech bag that's going to cover everything that you might need, that's going to be durable and sleek, and this is going to be a fantastic option to take a look at. The Bellroy Venture Ready 26-liter backpack was one of the first bags that really excited me earlier in 2023, and it's continued to be one of my go-to everyday carry bags. I just really love the rugged aesthetic that this has. I've used it on a bunch of different trips, just great for going about my day-to-day. Bellroy has a couple of different bags that could easily have been featured on this list. If you want something with a little bit of a different layout or a dedicated laptop compartment, I would take a look at the Transit Work Pack or one of their classic backpacks. Both are fantastic options that I've used over the years, but this one, there's something about the style that I just really love. I also like that it doesn't have that much of a rigid form factor, so this kind of molds around everything that you carry. Even though this is 26 liters, it never looks that big. It can hold an impressive amount, but when it's not full, it just kind of collapses down, which is really nice. And then beyond that, it has many of the things that I love about Bellroy's bags. So a comfortable harness system, just good amount of padding, elevation. Then you have a great carrying handle at the top. The quick access pocket here is a little bit of a newer layout. I personally am a big fan of this. It offers an impressive amount of space, and the built-in organization is actually really helpful. Then you have an external water bottle pocket, which isn't present on that many Bellroy bags, so that was good to see. And then, kind of a hidden side access compartment, so still providing some of that external organization, but then you have the clamshell style opening so that you can really get into the bag and access everything that you might need. You have a well padded and suspended laptop compartment on the back, and this just provides a good amount of space, high contrast lining, a couple of zippered pockets here on the lid, so not going overboard. And even though it doesn't have the dedicated laptop sleeve, considering this is meant to be kind of an adventure bag, I use it for going into the outdoors a little bit more. It gets the job done, and if you're looking for something with a unique aesthetic that's durable and that's going to be able to hold a good amount, this is going to be a fantastic option to consider. The modern Dayfarer backpack has been one of the sleekest and most versatile work/gym bags of the past couple of years, so I was really excited when a version 2 was announced. I had a chance to feature it on the channel, and I was excited that the bag kept pretty much everything that made the original such a great bag, but with some nice tweaks to make it a better overall experience. So it still has a very sleek, modern, professional aesthetic with the adjustable fitlock buckle on the front, which is going to make it very easy to just kind of add a little bit more or compress the bag down if you're not using as much. It has an updated, really rugged, ballistic nylon exterior, aqua-guarded YKK zipper, so it feels like everything is going to be well protected, like this is going to last for a long time. The harness system was updated on this edition, so it's a little bit more comfortable than the previous version. Luggage pass-through is still here, but a little bit of a different format. Great top handle. And then the quick access pockets on the side were updated. So now instead of having two separate slots, it has this great larger area with some built-in organization, little carabiner, and then they also have this almost hidden zippered pocket on the front that pairs great with modern Dayfarer's flatter tech pouch. I really love that. You have an external water bottle pocket. You can carry it like a briefcase. I really love that this is one of the bags that has a dedicated shoe compartment. I know not everybody uses these, but this is something I still really like to have for travel and when I'm using this as an actual gym bag. So this is just helps keep these items separate from everything else in the main compartment. You have a dedicated, well padded and suspended laptop compartment. And then I really like that in addition to having this top loading compartment, you also have the ability to open this up flat for easier packing and visibility. Good amount of space here. I believe it comes in at around 24 liters. Nice high contrast lining, a little slip pocket for your clothes or other items, and then some organization on the flaps. So everything is just really well covered, well thought out and designed. And so if you're looking for an excellent work bag that can work as a gym bag or even for minimal travel, this is going to be a really great option to take a look at. Mystery Ranch probably has a couple of different bags that could have been on this list. I'm a big fan of their District series of backpacks, but for me, the Catalyst series is really kind of classic Mystery Ranch. It has the signature tri-zip opening. The Catalyst line replaces the Urban Assault line, which I featured in the past on the channel. I've always loved that bag and glad to see that the Catalyst line kind of kept a lot of what made those bags so good. It comes in at a couple of different sizes. The version that I used a lot throughout the year was the 26-liter size, which is a little bit larger for EDC, but I like the flexibility that that provides without being overwhelming. And so Mystery Ranch always has some nice durable exterior fabrics. This is a recycled nylon, which has felt durable. And then you have the very rugged aqua guarded YKK zippers, particularly on that tri-zip opening, which is very distinct to Mystery Ranch. I know some people really like this and some aren't crazy about it. For me, I really like the versatility that it offers. Maybe not as much as clamshell, but if you're looking for something different, this one you can tear up the top so that you can easily access stuff that you want to get to without opening the whole bag. But then because it has this vertical zipper down the middle, you have full visibility into the compartment, so almost turning it into kind of a clamshell style bag. So a lot of versatility there. Beyond that, you have the 2 external water bottle pockets, which, you know, the implementation here isn't perfect, but they're deep enough and large enough to hold a good variety of bottles and items. You have a well padded handle at the top. The harness system is really nice. It's got a nice amount of padding, breathability. It doesn't have as much elevation on the back as I would typically like to see, but still gets the job done. Got some load lifters, really nice quick access pocket at the top with a carabiner and a little lanyard. And then on the inside, you have, you know, some built-in organization, some zippered pockets on the flaps, zippered pocket on the back. This is slightly different than the layout on the Urban Assaults. You have a couple of different bands to hold your EDC items, larger slip pockets. I don't tend to use these as much. Then you just have a nice amount of space in the main area and a dedicated laptop compartment on the back. Not all of the bags in this line have the dedicated laptop compartment. Some of them have the sleeve inside the main area. That's one of the things I like about this size, is because it's easy to get to it since it's got its own zipper, and then the sleeve is padded. It's pulled up off the bottom of the ground to help prevent against drops. And you have an area for your tablet as well as your laptop. So really just offering a ton of versatility and durability on this bag. And if you're a fan of Mystery Ranch and you're looking for something that's gonna give you a lot of easy access to your stuff, this is gonna be an interesting one to take a look at. The Filson Dryden, like the Raven 28 that I also featured in this video, is another bag that has a very kind of classic aesthetic. It's been around for a couple of years, and as I've revisited it recently, I've really come to appreciate the functionality that it offers. So, you know, starting off with the aesthetic, as I was saying, I just really like the classic look. As far as the materials, you do have a very rugged fabric and zippers. I like the zipper pulls that these have, just gives it a very distinct feeling. Leather accenting here at the top. But then you also have, you know, 2 external water bottle pockets, not elastic, but a good amount of space, especially for the size of this bag. This does come in at 28 liters, so it's a little bit bigger than some of the other daily bags on the list, but it's still manageable, especially for longer days, or if you're a student and you're carrying a lot of books. This is a really useful size. The harness system on this is really comfortable. These straps have a good amount of padding, they have breathability, you know, which is something that not all the heritage style bags tend to have. On the back, you don't have as much breathability, but you still have a good amount of padding, and one of the best luggage pass-throughs that I've seen of any bag. This is just super spacious, very easy to place your bag down on your suitcase. One of my favorite things about this bag is that it stands up really, really well on its own, which is a surprisingly rare feature these days. So, you know, if that's a big thing for you, it's gonna be really tough to beat this bag. Beyond that, you have a simple but useful organizational layout, quick access pocket on the front. You have a deeper zippered pocket here behind that. Then you have the spacious main compartment with 28 liters of space. You can use this to hold a ton of stuff, or even for minimal travel. And then you have a dedicated laptop compartment on the back that offers a lot of space. So if you have a larger device, this offers a good amount of padding. It's not as well protected as some of the other bags on this list that are a little more tech focused, but still glad to see that there's a dedicated area that it can, you know, hold a variety sizes of devices, and just a lot of space here. So really versatile bag, and if you're looking for something a little more spacious with that classic aesthetic, this is gonna be an awesome option to take a look at. Although I use a lot of techie, modern, and sleek looking bags, I'll always have a soft spot for this old school rucksack style appearance. And I think a lot of people have the same feeling. The Herschel Little America is still one of the more popular mainstream backpacks. And this option from tomtoc I think is a great alternative to something like that. It comes in at a pretty budget-friendly price point, and it manages to keep a lot of the heritage touches while incorporating some of the things that I like in more modern bags. So the aesthetic to me is just gonna work well across a number of environments, urban, outdoor, taking to the office, school. You know, it's just a nice classic appearance. You have two external water bottle pockets, which these bags don't always have, which is one of the first kind of nice, more modern touches. You have really great carrying handle. The fabric on this isn't gonna be as rugged as some of the other options on the list. That's where some of the cost savings come in, but it still does a pretty good job. It doesn't feel like it's gonna tear or fail very quickly, which is nice. Then you have a really comfortable harness system. Reminds me a little bit of Aer's harnesses, so it's got a nice amount of padding, breathability. You have a good distribution of padding on the back panel. A luggage pass-through is great, so you can rest this on your suitcase. And this comes in at about 25 liters, so it's a really spacious bag that you can adjust the volume for using the straps and the drawstring opening that we'll take a look at in a minute. And in general, I've come to appreciate these styles of bags because they feel very reliable. It's a little different than a clamshell style bag. So it's a top loader. You're just kind of using this as a large bucket to store anything that you're carrying, but it just feels like there's less that can kind of fail on you. So I really like that aspect. Underneath this lid, you have an additional zippered pocket. It's not that easy to access it. You do have to unclip these. You also have a little magnetic slip pocket at the bottom. I do wish that this had an actual zipper versus just the magnet, but still great for anything that you're grabbing more quickly that's not as sensitive. Then at the top, you have a quick access pocket on the lid. Be able to reach some of your smaller items a little bit more easily. I like that there's this handle on the inside so you can hang the bag up and use it in this manner. When I travel with this style of bag, this almost turns into my closet. Here on the side, you have the ability to also access the main area without unbuckling everything. So that's nice that you don't have to always go through that process. Then you have this drawstring closure, which is common with the style of bag. And then on the inside, you don't have a ton of organization. It's a very simple layout. You have a well-padded tablet and laptop sleeve, soft lining at the back, and then just a good amount of space. So it's a really simple bag, very flexible. And if you like this type of rucksack style aesthetic and you're looking for something that's not quite as expensive, this is gonna be a great option to take a look at. Tortuga is known for making some of the best travel backpacks on the market, but I also feel like their daily bags are pretty underrated. The ones that they've come out with over the past few years have been some of my favorite to use, and they continue that trend with their new travel laptop backpack that they released earlier this year. This is meant to be the ideal personal item to bring with you on a flight, and I think it fulfills that promise very nicely. So first off, it has a really sleek, minimal modern aesthetic. It's got a recycled fabric shell on the exterior that provides a ton of weather resistance. Then you have well protected zippers, and you have two external water bottle pockets, always useful when traveling. It comes in at about 25 liters, so it's a size that can hold a good amount, but it's not overwhelmingly big. It should be fine on a majority of airlines to fit under a seat. Then you have a handle, the top. You have a pretty nice harness system here, a good amount of padding on the straps, padding on the back. It's not quite as robust as the harnesses that they've used on some of their other bags. You have a luggage pass-through here. Again, not quite as good as some of the other bags that they had in their lineup, but those are discontinued, and it's good to still see that included here. And then the organizational layout here, very useful. You have a quick access pocket at the top. Very helpful when going through TSA. You can just toss your stuff in. You have a little lanyard here. You have a quick access pocket on the side. And then you have the ability to access the laptop compartment from the side, but also from the top. So if you have this under the seat in front of you on a flight, you can open it up from the top, and then you can access the well-padded and suspended laptop and tablet sleeves. And then you have some good built-in organization here. I like that it didn't quite go overboard, so it doesn't take up a ton of space if you don't want to use it. And then a really simple layout here on the inside, high contrast lining, so you have plenty of visibility. And then this zipper actually allows you to access that top area from either direction when you have it open. So a nice bit of design and thoughtfulness there. And in general, again, just checks off a lot of the boxes. Really versatile bag. And if you're looking for a travel focused laptop and EDC bag that's going to work well when you arrive at your destination, this is going to be an awesome option to take a look at. Anytime I make a best of videos, one of the bags that consistently finds its way into them is the Fjallraven Raven 28. This has been one of my favorite bags of the past couple of years from an organizational standpoint and also from an aesthetic. I really love the more old school or heritage style that this has. Feels like it's gonna work particularly well, you know, just kind of a more outdoorsy vibe, but also great for exploring a city, going to school. I've used this a lot as a travel bag. It's got Fjallraven's G1000 fabric, which is very durable, YKK zippers. This is offered in a 20-liter size, which I included in my best compact EDC bags video. This is the 28-liter size, which is spacious, but it never feels that big, which is what I like about the bag as well. And then, so from an organizational standpoint, you have, you know, 2 external pockets. They don't have a ton of elasticity, but they work well for holding a water bottle. Quick access pocket on the front, quick access pocket on the top with a soft lining. You have this almost clamshell admin area with some good built-in organization, and I like that this compartment goes all the way down. You have a spacious main compartment. This is a top loading bag, so it doesn't open up fully flat, but just a nice open space there, another little zippered pocket. And then on the 28-liter version of the bag, you have the dedicated laptop area, well padded sleeve. It's got a soft lining on the inside. And then recently, Fjallraven updated these lines of bags to have a better back panel. That was always one of my issues with it, is that this was just not the most comfortable, didn't have any sort of breathability, not a ton of padding, so it would get very sweaty. Now you have, of course, a little bit more padding. You have the breathable mesh. The straps are pretty much the same, and I've always liked wearing them. So just a very well-rounded bag. And on top of that, it comes in at one of the more affordable price points of any of the bags on this list. So if you have a tighter budget or you're just looking for something with a little bit more of that classic aesthetic and an excellent organizational layout, this is going to be an excellent option to check out. The Evergoods CPL24 has been one of the most popular crossover and everyday carry bags of the past couple of years. This is now the 3rd iteration of the bag, so it has the updated fabric that Evergoods has been using on a couple of their bags, as well as the newer, more breathable harness system, which I think are excellent additions to the bag. I really like this new fabric as it doesn't get as dirty as the older fabric that they used to use. And Evergoods has a couple of bags that could easily fit into the awesome EDC bag category. The CHZ22 and the CTB26 are both excellent alternatives. To me, the CPL24 just kind of hits the sweet spot for anyone who's looking for something that's not quite as large as the CTB26. It still offers a lot of the same benefits in addition to the great build quality and the comfortable harness, which I am a big fan of. You also just have one of the best organizational layouts of any bag. So it's got a nice handle on the side that allows you to access all of the pockets, which are oriented kind of in this mode so that you can, you know, swing the bag around and grab whatever you need. So you have a nice quick access pocket on the front with some slip pockets and internal organization. Then at the top, you have a great quick access area for your sunglasses or any other items that you're grabbing while you're on the go. A nice little lanyard with a carabiner. Then you have the dedicated laptop compartment that is suspended off the bottom of the ground. It's going to keep your device really well protected with some additional space here for folders or other items. It can also double as a hydration area. And then you have a great clamshell style opening. So this is a bag that I have used for shorter trips. You can toss a packing cube in here, but for day to day, you have this separate slip pocket, some webbing at the top, and then a couple of pockets here on the lid. You have kind of a nice amount of volume in both of these compartments. They have dedicated space. That's one of my favorite things about Evergoods bags, so you can really pack these out and still use this compartment comfortably. And then it's just a really streamlined, minimal, versatile look. This is a bag that's meant to go into the outdoors, on the trails, and into the city, whether you're just exploring or going into the office. And for me, it has fit the bill very well. Still one of my favorite aesthetics, even though I love the CTB26. I've talked about it a lot on the channel during the year. The CPL24 is still one of the bags that I go to the most when I'm looking for something that's not quite that big. Although they're not the sleekest bags, I've really come to appreciate the functionality that North Face bags offer. And these are some of the most popular bags around the world. Everywhere that I go, I see the Borealis, I see the Surge, I see the Recon, the Jester. They have a lot of great options. A couple of those would have been a good fit for this list. The Surge to me is still my favorite I really love a couple of aspects about it the most, but all of the North Face bags that I've used as of late have, just a nice weather resistant, kind of lightweight recycled fabric. They have really great external water bottle pockets. They have comfortable harness systems. I know that these have changed over the past few iterations. Some people don't really like these straps as much. I haven't had too many issues with them, but I can see why people might not like the changes. The back panel is very well padded, got a nice amount of elevation, good kind of frame sheet in here, well distributed support. So they do that really well across all of their bags. And then the layouts change slightly among the different models, as well as the size. So the Surge is on the larger end of an EDC bag. It comes in at around 31 liters, which might be too big for some. In that case, maybe the Borealis would be a better option to explore. But the Surge I like because it offers these two external pockets that provide some additional organization. They have a nice amount of volume, so you can store a lot of stuff there. Then they also have webbing that allows you to clip on additional accessories. You have compression straps on the bottom. Beyond that, you have the same quick access pocket that's fleece lined here. This is found on the Recon and the Borealis. And then this same admin area is also common across many of their bags, the lanyard, zippered pockets. You have a very spacious main area, particularly on the Surge. You can really pack this out with a ton of stuff. High visibility liner to make it a little bit easier to grab whatever you need. And then another aspect of the Surge that I really like is the laptop area, which is a little different from the other bags. I like that this has kind of an extra section here in the back. You have a little tablet sleeve, an area maybe for some documents or even a secondary device. And then the laptop sleeve on the Surge to me is the most protective of the group. It's one of the best of any bag that I've seen on the market. It's got a well padded sleeve here, good support on the back, soft lining. It's pulled up properly off the bottom of the ground, so it really feels like your device is going to be very well protected. So, if you're just in the market for a bag that can do whatever you need it to, it's not going to look the sleekest, it's going to be good for travel, good for the outdoor, good for school, and you don't want to spend as much money, then the North Face bags are going to be a really great option to check out. And so that's it. Those are 15 of what I think are the best tech and everyday bags of 2023. Hopefully this video was helpful, and if you have any questions on the items that I featured in this video or suggestions for other great EDC bags that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I will include links in the description below to the dedicated reviews that I've done for the bags that I mentioned in this video, as well as to some of the other roundup videos that I've done throughout the year of my favorite minimal travel bags, larger EDC bags, smaller EDC bags, to just try to cover some of the great options that didn't quite make it onto this list, but that are still definitely worth checking out. And I want to thank you as always for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more like this in the future, make sure to give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.